Hi, I'm Faye. I live in London and I'm 23. I read philosophy and I'm now studying psychotherapy, but I just like talking to people, really. The shoes in question are from when I was 16 years old, and they were the sort of fashionable shoes for the edgy cool kids that were sort of alternative and not mainstream, I guess, and I was very desperate to be part of that crowd, so I bought shoes like this. I wore those shoes, the furthest distance I've worn them, when I first went to London by myself with my friends. I went to Camden Town, which is where you had to go to be part of this in crowd with the alternative cool kids. A special experience I've had in these shoes. I opened my GCSE results wearing them. So after my GCSEs I studied my A-levels, and after my A-levels I went to university, and after university I started studying my masters. So they walked a path of academia for me that I'm still on, but just coming to the end too. I look forward to meeting people and experiencing the world in a way that I feel quite full and rich, and to be careful of closing my mind off and focusing on one thing. But that in itself is quite difficult because I need to make sure that I keep doing what I need to do and what I want to do, while taking into consideration what everyone else needs and wants to do themselves. So I live in South London at the moment, although I don't know how long for right now. And but it's a bit quieter, I think, and I live in a sweet little basement, so there's something about walking through London, through the noise and the traffic and the streets, and the coming home on the train and walking up a little hill and then to my little house underneath another house. Have I imagined myself in someone else's shoes? Yes, daily. It's very important to me to be empathetic. Also, you know, to do what I want to do. I don't think that's the opposite of empathy. I think self-prioritisation is different to selfishness, because I don't think self-prioritisation needs to have any other casualties. I enjoy being in other people's shoes. I like seeing the world from their point of view. They're what makes them happy, what makes them sad. To me, going into their mind is going into a whole different world. Why have I chosen this profession? Psychotherapy. Because, I don't know, because I'm interested in shoes. The shoes people wear, the worlds in which they walk through, are very interesting to me. Like, I don't understand necessarily why it wouldn't be interesting. I just really want to talk to people and to see what they see. That pain is a part of reality. There's no use sort of running from it. It'll find you, kind of thing. That's a very frightening thing to say, but pain's just what we do when we're not happy, and that's fine. It's a chompy saber-toothed tiger head, although for me it's a lion head. When I'm practicing psychotherapy, it's probably not a good idea to wear skulls, so I tend to on the weekends. I think skulls are very pretty. I like the sort of animal composition. I think the way bones look is a very interesting and pretty thing. They have a function, yet an art to them, and I find it weird on a daily basis that we all have skulls behind our faces. I don't know if that occurs to anyone else, but it occurs to me. I like lions. They're my favourite. There's something majestic and wonderful about them, even though they're sort of quite lazy and lie around a lot of the day, which maybe I identify with a bit too much. Shoes are something everyone should have, as well as water, shelter, warmth, food, companionship. My needs are, I don't know, I like learning things. I like moving from A to B to C in my life, having gained knowledge on the way and maybe letting go of some things which bother me. I feel like my needs are sort of intellectual and emotional and spiritual, I really like learning. I also feel my needs aren't too different from everyone else's, that it's a matter of love and being loved and not walking by yourself if you don't want to, but then walking by yourself if you do want to. How do I feel about being free to move around in my shoes? Good, I think. I am aware as a woman that not all women are as free as me, and that's a very hurtful thing, because I believe that people are people and we all need things to get by. And to feel that if I was walking in my shoes as in another part of the world, I'd be stopped and told not to, or have to dress a certain way, or to walk with other people, or to be owned as a possession, bothers me intimately, as I feel like there are some places I can't go to, having the values that I do, and it bothers me that other people have to feel so constrained when here am I trotting around London as I do. I don't really believe personally that I was put on earth for any particular reason, it just sort of happened. So I like to find meaning in the little things and what I think is important, and I feel that as long as that doesn't impact on what other people feel important, then that's what I should be doing. So meaning for me is about learning and experiencing, but also being with myself and being in my own head, because that's just as important. If you were to walk in my shoes, I actually walk a lot. Maybe the physical act of walking and the mental act of going through life aren't really different things at all. What you might understand about me is that I'm in a lot of different places. A lot of places are familiar to me, but they're all quite far away. So I'm walking a lot of the time to get to those places and to do the things I need to do there. What I'd like you to understand, perhaps, is that the need to be where I am comes from inside of me. That I want to walk to the places I go to, and then I want to stay in them for a while, and then I want to walk somewhere else. Traces, I suppose eventually I'd like to have kids and raise them as people in which I agree with their value system and their choices. I would like to raise children who feel what they want to feel and aren't told what to do, although I guess that's quite a difficult thing if you're trying to parent a young child. I'm not too worried about having, I don't want a statue built after me or something. Being happy where I am and happy where I'm going will suit me to the day I die, and then someone else can have a go. Where are my new shoes going to take me? I'd like to walk to somewhere interesting. I do buy a lot of shoes, so they're all take me somewhere deep and profound, I'm sure. I'm not necessarily out to change the world. I'd like to, but realise that I'm only one little person and that everyone else has got their own things that they want to do. So I'd hope that my shoes took me to somewhere meaningful and important to me. But I don't know if I would want to walk into a world-changing situation, but we'll see what happens, I guess.